Welcome to From Pixels to Celluloid, a podcast dedicated to the discussion of video game adaptations.
But yeah, like next year is gonna be packed. I have a list.
Sweet, let's go for it.
So we have Return to Silent Hill.
That film is going to be interesting because, like, the first film from 2006, it had the look, it had the vibe, and
Mhm.
it had the music. Presentation wise, I think that film was like pretty much a spot on. I think the story let it down a little bit, and some of the deviations from the first game just felt a little wrong to me. I was just like, why the hell are we doing this? But having the same director come back is interesting. That first teaser that they put up there, I thought looked absolutely trash. I thought it looked so cheap and weird, but the last trailer didn't look so bad. But the fact that it's a direct adaptation of Silent Hill 2, I did not expect. So I'm kind of curious to see what sort of deviations they're going to make because, you have the original Silent Hill 2, the remake that came out not too long ago, and how they enhanced that. So I'm wondering what kind of angle they're going to take with this new version.
And then what do we have next? Super Mario Galaxy, April 3rd.
Now, this film automatically, like, unfortunately got its hooked in me because the Galaxy games, especially the first one, is genuinely one of my favorite game experiences ever. The gameplay, the world design, the music, all of that speaks to me on a very high level. So the fact that they announced this was just cool. The first trailer had so many cool and interesting little bits and bobs here and there that I'm excited about. I really want to know what compositions that the composer Brian Tyler's going to bring to this. I just hoping that we're going to get a better story because the Mario film, the first one from 2023, was basically style over substance. There was
Mhm.
barely any story to that, and I felt that the characters were done a disservice unless you are Bowser.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope that we have something a little bit more cohesive and something that like makes use of the characters in a better way. But then this is Illumination we're talking about, and they don't seem to care that much as long as they get money. So I don't want to
Might
sound
as
too
well put
salty,
Minions in there. Might
but
as well put
yeah,
Minions in there,
but we'll
right?
see. We'll see. I'm hopeful, but I'm not gonna get too hyped.
Yeah. And then a month after that, you have Mortal Kombat 2, provided it's not delayed again.
Yeah. I want to believe in this film so bad because, like, from what they've said, from the producer to the directors, they said that they've heard the feedback from the people that watched the first film. They're making the right kind of changes. They obviously have a very stacked cast, including like, various different returning characters and new people involved. The action looks pretty cool from the trailers, and it looks like there's been at least a significant bump in terms of the presentation because like, certain areas like Outworld and I think maybe some glimpses of Edenia look more elaborate and look a little more high quality than before. And Carl Urban, while his choice of Johnny Cage was very strange, considering the angle they're going with his character, and from what I've read in interviews, it does sound like they're going to try and, give him a slightly different kind of like story, which could work if they execute it correctly. So I want to believe so badly because Mortal Kombat is a franchise that like means a lot to me in terms of its characters and world. So please, please be good.
Still no news from it, but hopefully they reveal more soon. Zach Cregger's Resident Evil.
Oh, yes,
Saying
yes.
it's expected September 2026.
Yeah, so I think after Weapons came out, I think there was two sides that formed in terms of people's interest with that film. There were
Hmm.
those who liked Weapons and thought, okay, this guy seems to be on an interesting streak with his last two films. Let's see what he does with Resident Evil. And there were
Yeah.
the other people that was just like, Weapons wasn't really like, that scary. It was a weird kind of like film that you probably couldn't take as seriously. Again, I'm trying to be very careful about my choice of words because that film is still a certain amount of months old. But
Mhm.
some people were just like, "Oh, we're not sure he's the right kind of guy to take this on," especially when he made his comments about not going to adapt like a specific aspect of the games. They're just going to take place within the world of the games, and I think that's what some people assume to take as a slight maybe against the choice of adaptations and the fact that maybe he was just going to do his own thing and that he thought he was above the source material. I'm not too sure. But the fact that he said that they're sort of going for that Resident, like I think he said Resident Evil 2 and 4 were like the games that were influencing this one. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hypersonic 55, and what you heard was just a segment of the larger portion of a podcast episode that we did towards the latter side of 2025. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, please be sure to check out the episode, but also check out the other stuff that we've done on the From Pixel to Celluloid podcast. We'll have more additional content coming out during the course of 2026, so don't you worry, there'll be plenty more to check out. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Check us out on all podcast platforms where we can be found. And yeah, please look forward to the next one when it shows up. So until the next time, peace out.